So this video we're gonna talk about if else, okay, and we're gonna look at types of if else. So first one is very simple. We normally from previous section we talk about just if it's true, your expression is true, it's gonna do this, right? And pretty much there's no else statement. That means it still do whatever following. Like for example, sorry. If I write a code for, I'm going to get into our folder CSC, okay, and then I'm going to create a new file which I'm using vi, and the file name is if demo. Public class if demo. So public static void main string args. I'm going to talk about if it's true, right? So the expression itself pretty much return the booleans, either true or false values. Like in this case, I didn't put expression, I just said the value is true. Whenever it's true, it's going to do inside the curly braces. Now, let me show you these curly braces here can be omitted, which you may see in the test. If it's omitted, meaning that it's only execute the next statement. It's only evaluate the next statement. Like, for example, if I'm going to say system.out.println, and we say this is true. Alright, so this program, when we run, it's going to, let me actually open another Git batch, then we can see the result and the code at the same time. Okay, so this Git batch I'm going to go into this folder and do set path, right? Export path, and then path. And the location where you have your JDK installed. Bin, where Java.c is. Alright. Now, I'm going to pretty much just save this one, right? Right. Okay. And we're going to compile it. If. Alright, we're going to run this program now. This is true. We understand what is true is going to just get into this, right? And expression meaning that instead of putting true or false, you can actually put the expressions to evaluate. Like for example, x greater than 10. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pretty much just declare x equals to 11. So 11 is greater than 10. That makes this expression to be true. Let's go and say this is true. Correct. So let's save this code again. Alrighty. And let's recompile this. Let's go say this is true. Same thing, correct? Now, I'm talking about expression. Now I'm talking about this curly braces can be omitted, right? So let's delete it. All right. So we gonna save this again and recompile it. It's gonna give you the same thing. This is true. But it's good practice to always add the curly braces. Why? Okay, in your test you may see something like this. Okay. Else, we're gonna talk about else. Another type of if else. If it's true, you do the first, right, set of the statements that surrounding by the curly braces. Else, that means if the expression is false, it's going to do the second set of the statements that resides in the else curly braces. Which I'm going to do it here, right? I'm trying to see if I put it this way. So else, right? So we said if it's let's put the curly braces first. Or we said if it's true, we gotta do this, right? Let me actually try to modify this. True again, okay? And else we gotta do this. So we're going to copy and we're going to paste and modify this. You can do the false, right? All right, so from this, we'll see if I change x to 1. 1 is going to make this expression to be false, right? Let's go to else, correct? I'm going to save this and recompiling this. Need to fix that. Rerun this. So we see this is false and this is false again, right? Which, in your test, the question can be, I'm going to remove these curly braces. And I'm going to ask you what should be the output of this. Okay. So let's evaluate this together. X equals to 1. 1 greater than 10, which is going to be false. When it's false, it should not execute the next statement. But still do the one after it. Because there's no curly braces. I said, when there's no curly braces, it's only evaluate and do whatever is coming next. When it's false, it's not going to do this. That's it. And then it's going to do this just like it looking at its own statement. Like in x equals to 1 and but now why is doesn't come with else? That's gonna be a challenge, right? So that's why some of you said it won't run, which is correct. it won't run because if should follow by else. Right? It's looking at this if, and then, hey, this else doesn't have if. Right? So it's just say, okay, if I have if x less than 10, then it's going to do this statement and say this is the third true. Okay. Now it's going to run because we have if and its own else. We pretty much just have one if statement right there, right? And just original statement, right? Regular statement, and then another if statement, right? And then x less than 10 is true, then it's going to do this. So we're looking at, it's going to say, okay, let's show you. It's going to say this is true again because it's just run this as its own statement, right? But in the question, it could be tricky, like indenting it. When I'm indenting this, it just look like belongs to that, which is not true. Let me rerun this again. You see it's not belongs to that. See? It's just indenting make you get confusing, right? So it's actually, like I said, when there's no curly braces, it's only evaluate the next statement, either true or false or not. And then it's going to look at the rest. It's just the same thing as another statement, right? Not part of if-else statements. That's why I said this is true again. And then it's going to evaluate x less than 10, which is true. That's why I can say this is the third true, right? And then this L doesn't have curly braces. It will not do this is false, right? Because it happened to be true here. But it's going to say this is false again because there's no curly braces here. Then it's going to evaluate this as just another statement, but it happened to be indented to make sure that you get the trick and then you make the wrong answers in the test. Now you may see that the reason why we said it's always good practice to put the curly braces, right? Then it's not confusing, right? Instead of use the default, you don't have to have the curly braces. It's not required. It's good practice to put that like that. Now when you put curly braces, you see that the answer is going to be exactly what you expected. Go back here, recompile it. Right? Because it's only say true here. When x equals to 1, 1 less than 10. That's it. Because false here, we'll never do this. And when it's true, only do this, as else we'll never do that.